Ruffles. Hello, Rock Predin. How's everyone doing this weekend? You guys been up to anything cool? I've been trying to get a little bit of sun. It is blistering hot here. It's, yeah, uncomfortably hot. Hello, Chess King Kong. Also, Emilio. Ooh, and my opponent misses. Queen takes a1. And honestly, like, that's kind of a typical miss I've found at the amateur level. Very often people will overlook long-range queen and bishop moves. So long-range diagonal queen and bishop moves. Thank you, Rambabe. Likewise. Hello, Lecky. Also, LB Hikes. Nukes HS. Thanks for tuning in. Let's capture here. I'll try to target c2 next. Maybe knight a5. And unleash the Kraken here. And also here. Do I have mate? Don't see an immediate mate. Let's take with the rook. And then on king e3, I think I'll play queen takes b3. Greetings, Autolon, by the way. I'm going to keep an eye on the Twitch chat. I will point out we are also on YouTube. And there is an archive version on YouTube that's probably most accessible to people. I think there's also a Twitch version that gets archived. But you could also just easily take a look at the YouTube version if you miss anything. Let's check here. And this is mate. All right. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate it. Yeah, so he was doing all right up until missing after queen e5. The rook on a1 under fire. So I think something like rook d1 here would have been good. So thank you for the game. Let's keep rolling. All right, Bob. 2004. I will play d4 in this game. Hello, Crooked Rooks. David checks. Gray Sensei, hello. Do I still plan to play tournaments? You know, I would love to. I suspect I probably won't play for another 3 or 4 months. Probably till the end of the summer. I don't think I'm going to have a chance to play. I've got some stuff going on with travels and my brother's wedding, moving as well. So it's already shaping up to be a fairly busy summer, even for non-chess reasons. But I would like to at least play maybe a weekend tournament somewhere. Yeah, good luck to everyone. I know there's a lot of American viewers who are playing or thinking about playing the National Open in Las Vegas. It's one of the big tournaments going on. The Chicago Open was recently held as well. So, are you going to play, Patrice, in the National Open? Okay, let's take this. Oh, you're in Canada. Okay. Well, you can still come play. Although international travel may be a little difficult at the moment. Let's see. Bishop g5. I think he's ready for rook b8. So I'm just thinking how I want to deal with that when it happens. Could also play knight. I think I like knight takes d7 followed by bishop f4. Let's do that. Yeah, I've heard that, unfortunately. Ailment. What do I do for a living? I do chess for a living. Yeah, I've been doing it for about 10 years now. Pretty crazy. Okay, let's play bishop c7. And I'm thinking of queen c8, then bishop b7. So get the bishops in the mix. I think queen e8 is probably best, but black's going to be in a bit of a bind here. You know, I would probably not if I were you, Gloak, and you don't want to hear my comments. I would definitely, if we happen to get paired, just mute the stream and then watch my comments later. There is a little bit of a delay. It's not very much, though. I would suspect it's probably only 10, 15 seconds. Yeah, I think Levy is playing in Vegas. Yeah, good luck to him there. I know Duffman, if Duffman's in the chat, he's really been wanting to play some OTB chess. So he's probably very jealous of people who are in a position to do so. Yeah, black is definitely constrained here. Still not easy to exploit, though, because bishop c6 looks like such a natural move. But rook c8 would be the answer. And he gets to skewer my bishops. So I think I'm just going to sit on this position for a second. Maybe just castle. Okay, and he's going to try to slowly unwind. Again, because these bishops control so much territory, I'm looking pretty good. But beware, if this bishop moves, maybe rook e7. Maybe that could be an issue. I think I'm going to play this move. This seems handy. It controls the c4 square a little bit. Also even prevents bishop d3. Doesn't allow any sort of skewer situation. Wants a trade. Let's go here just to force him to do this again. And then I think I'm going to jump my knight up. Sit on it and then push the queenside pawns. Yeah, that might be a long-term plan for sure. Hello, Diffuser, by the way. And greetings to Dark Project, too. Cool to see a lot of viewers from my channel in here. Thanks, guys. All right, let's play b3. Restricting the knight further. So we're in consolidation mode now. Or conversion mode, probably. The extra pawn's pretty safe. It's in our back pocket. And we're going to start trying to win the game. I am taking challenges, yes. I'll be doing that for the next 2 hours. Well, thank you, Patrice. How many streamers are doing Lichess plays? Seems like there's maybe 3 or 4 kind of in the regular rotation. I hope it catches on even further. I know Lichess is actively looking for streamers to do it. I don't think they're reaching out to like everyone, that is, but they've been very proactive in making this happen, let's put it that way, which is cool to see. 4 to 5, at least 6. Okay, great. Excellent. This knight is going to get banished. This is like Napoleon being banished to the island of, what was it? Elba or something. I think it's Elba. I think he was on 2 islands, actually. St. Helena as well, maybe? Okay, let's just play g3. That way, I never have to worry about a back rank situation. Bishop e7, and the pawn's going to roll through. St. Helena and Elba? Great, okay. I still know my history. Now let's take and run the pawn. Okay, just don't get flagged here, John. Occasionally it's lagged in the endgame, but I didn't notice any lag there. That's good. Yep, good game. Thank you. Appreciate it, Bob. Kind of just got squeezed there, so this position here is probably worth looking up. Yeah, thank you. Do appreciate that. Take a look at this position, like in the database. You'll see that black's main moves are e6, the semi-Slav, d takes c4, that's the Slav proper, even a6. But developing the light square bishop is a little suspect because you do often run into this situation that we saw in the game with queen b3. If it makes you feel better, though, even Capablanca in the game against Janowski in 1916 played the move bishop f5 here, which runs into the same idea. I think Janowski played queen b3 before c takes d5, which is not quite as good. Or maybe he played that first. I'm not sure. But anyways, strong players have made that kind of slight error in the past, but do have to be careful about bringing the light square bishop out. Okay, thanks for the game again, and Christos, Akbar. I think we played before. Yeah, we played twice before. All right, good luck. Let's play knight f3. Oh, g5. Well, we got to take that pawn. John, you got to play the French next after all this Napoleon talk. I think, interestingly, Napoleon was a chess player. I think he was a fan of the game. I didn't know Lichess had this neat random challenge accept feature. Yeah, so this is an extension that a user made, actually. And I want to give a shout out to a user as well. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, so I won't. But someone actually tweaked this extension so that I can accept random challenges within a time control. And I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but I do want to say that I probably will. I'll take a look at it for future streams. So there's some really innovative people in the chess sphere in this game, which I think we're all extremely appreciative of. But I was talking about that on stream, how this accept random challenge button, it previously had not let you select by time control, but now evidently it does. And I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but this user, the person who tweaked the extension, actually emailed me specifically and said, hey, I saw you were talking about that on stream. I tweaked the Chrome extension so you can do it. Yeah, that's right, GM Shadow. Let's play c5 here. This compels black to play queen takes b3. And now, usually the plan is b4, b5. So I'm going to run this. John, do you believe in soulmates? Chalk that up to one of the most random questions I've received this week. I haven't given that one a lot of thought, I must say. Let's go here. Maybe I can again try to get the bishop to b7. I mean, I think everyone's given that question some degree of thought, but I haven't deeply reflected on it. I could give you like the ultra rational answer that, yeah, theoretically there's probably someone out there who's, you know, best for you. But I don't know if I believe that. As in, even if that were the case, whether it outweighs the practical obstacles to finding that person. Soulmates is theory? Yeah, soulmates is still theory, exactly. Let's sidestep bishop takes h3. Who needs soulmates when you have checkmates? I'm actually 34. Yeah, I gotta update my Lichess profile. I think it does still say 33. And I will be 35 in September. Life comes at you fast, man. It really does. But that's why we try to make the most of it. Is he getting ready to sacrifice here? And how afraid of that should I be? I don't think I have to be too afraid of it. Famous last words, but I don't know, maybe knight f4? Let's play b4 first, though. b4, b5 is still something. I'm going to unload this second b pawn, advance it up, and try to cause some issues. I don't think he's going to go for this. I think he needs one more attacking move, like a king e7 type move. Update it to 35 so you don't have to worry about it for another year. I should. Okay. I stand corrected. He does go for it. So, yeah, optically, this looks scary, but I think it's fine. I mean, bishop g4. I can even play rook takes g4. Main thing is to stop bishop g2, but that's why I thought king e7 would be handy, because then their king would be in a position to come over. But now, let's take with the knight. Attack the bishop. I think I can defuse this now. Knight f4 breaks your pawn structure. Yeah, I was a little hesitant to do it for that reason. That's right, Bird, I'm in. I'm streaming till 3:30 Central, so that's an hour and 45 minutes from now. So plenty of time here. Let's play bishop e2. Just looking to swap. Nothing deeper than that. Up material, so swap. b5 coming. I think I can go ahead and play this. You can seize the file, but he's kind of cut off. Take here. Things are collapsing for my opponent. Knight's hit. Let's bring the rook in. Gotta watch knight g4 a little bit. That's fine. Should be fine. Let's take here. Now I got this coming. Check and go after the rook. All right. Thank you for the game, Christos. Got a bit sharp there at the end, but I think you need one more move in the attack. That being said, the engine likes what you did. Knight takes h3. It's not a big fan of your position, but that is the top move. Or close to it. But yeah, I thought king e7 for coordination purposes. Honestly, though, you just might not have enough time. But this does look somewhat scarier. Yeah, this is what's interesting. I can even ignore the knight in this case and take here. Not sure I would have done that, though. I probably would have played some sort of defensive move. So thanks again. Good fight. On to the next challenge. Okay, the great Peter. Let's play in English. What is the closest full repertoire, which is like your free D4 one? Probably Daniel Barish's D4 course, in fact. That's what I've seen. He seems to recommend some main lines and kind of a similar approach that I do. Not exactly the same lines, but same philosophy. Hopefully you're there, Great Peter. Going once. Going twice. I hate to do this. I want people to get games, but we got to pass if you're not ready. Okay, you can still get back in the queue, though. Okay. Shana Hanshan. Let's play e4 in this game. Be prepared to use my Grand Prix attacks, says Robin the Evil Chess. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's play the Apocalypse variation. I've had some success with this. It's kind of a quirky line. So you play like this, and then one of the ideas is you can often get a quick attack against f7. And I'm just trying to remember how exactly to execute that. I think I played bishop takes c6 now. And is it queen h5 or queen f3? It's pretty sure one of these two moves. Well, queen h5 just g6, queen f3, knight f6. So it's probably this. Yeah, let's go queen f3. f6 is now a big mistake because of queen h5. Let's play d4, prop up the knight. I'm tempted to do this and this. I just don't know if I'll have time to execute that. Probably not. Probably if I was going to go for that, I maybe had to do it on the previous move. Because now if g4, bishop d6, g5, he has bishop takes e5, and black's doing well there. Okay, I'll have to look this up afterwards. I'm just going to play it normal. I don't think I have anything truly crushing here, so let's just play chess. Yeah, Shanklин's a great author as well. I'm actually a bit more familiar with Daniel's stuff, though. FIDE Master Daniel Barish. And that's mainly because I co-authored a course with him. Although I have lost to Sam Shanklin before. It's been a while since we played, but I lost on the white side of a Slav against him. He's a big expert in like the Slav, semi-Slav complex. This was way back in, I think, 2010, 2011. So it was a while ago, tournament in Arizona. Okay, let's go. Let's go here. I want to preserve the knight for now. Back when he was still a kid, yeah. He probably was. I think he was a teenager. All right. So now I got to watch this and some sort of deflection. I'm going to take. And I'm maneuvering for the c5 square. We're trying for some strategic domination here. I know, I always got to watch my time. It's a perennial problem for me. So much so that on my channel, I have this emote that I just put in the Twitch chat. Okay, this is a good move. Active defense. This is going to look odd, but I think this is a good way to keep control. I'm drinking a Venti Pike roast from Starbucks. It's just their standard, like, drip coffee. This is my first coffee of the day. I love it. Okay, he's continuing to put the pressure. Now I have this move, though. Just thinking if anything could go wrong there. We can take b2. I'll just ignore it. Take f8. He has some counterplay. I mean, that's... I'm almost tempted to play b4 here, but now I'm going to go for the fork. I don't have a lot of time to consider. He's going to have a little bit of counterplay, though. Mainly because his queen is so active. So this is not over at all, especially with my time situation. Okay, he's getting fancy, though, and I think that's a bad move. I did see that, and that is a bad decision. Now, we still got the fork. Yeah, he's got to flag me at this point, and I think he knows that. Okay. I'm like struggling to coordinate here. Hurry! Hurry, John. Hurry. Oh, I finally broke the streak. I couldn't do it. Shahanshan, good game. Gets the draw. The streak is over. Yeah, he got me for a half point. It was a draw. No mating material for black, but he did get a draw. I couldn't coordinate my pieces enough. The queen was... He found some good moves, like queen b8. And then I saw here, originally I was going to try to play king g2, but there was this check here. So black's queen was active enough, and his position was solid enough. I couldn't figure out how to do it. Probably fortunate to get a draw, given that there were a lot of pawns in the mix. No, good game. Yeah, I thought if instead of bishop d3, if you had played rook takes b2 here. Rook takes b2, knight takes f8. Let's just say rook takes b1, rook takes. Or even rook takes b2, knight takes f8, just king takes f8. It's actually kind of annoying for me. Okay, great game though. All right. Oh, look who we have next. Duffman. Yeah, I am still technically undefeated, but I don't have a perfect score. Today was the day, though. It was all victories up until this point. Okay, 3a6 QGD. This is a legit line. Oh yeah, Duffman's always around. He's a regular viewer of the channel. My channel, that is. And also with Lichess Plays. Okay, let's do something a little unusual. I'm going to go g4 followed by bishop g2. Ansar, I have no plans for that. It would be interesting to create a course like that, though, definitely. But definitely no immediate plans either. I would say a draw counts as a defeat. I'm kind of considering it as such, honestly, for the purposes of Lichess Plays. Sure thing, Ansar. I had to give you an answer, Ansar. Is Exchange Slav like a London system, kind of? Well, the Slav complex could be played like a reverse London in a way. But I don't know about the Exchange Slav necessarily. Because you kind of just have a symmetric pawn structure in the Exchange Slav. Let's try for f4. That is a good strategy, d9-9. Okay, now I think Duffman's going to move this knight again because he needs to make way for the bishop to retreat. But I've got quite a bit of pawn play here. Even though I've moved a bunch of pawns in front of my king, this is sometimes conditional, but my king, in fact, feels pretty safe here, I would say. He doesn't have a dark square bishop or other pieces that could hurt me. E3 is a bit tender, but no immediate way to attack it. Okay, I'm a little surprised. He blunders f5. I mean, I guess he's going to take, and then rook takes e3. Shouldn't be enough play, though. We'll have to ask Duffman if that was a blunder or if it was a sacrifice. Let's go here. And I'm thinking if rook e8, then knight e5. Cut the coordination between the pieces. You would say blunder? I don't know. He moved pretty fast after I played f5. Could have been he played queen c7 and then right afterwards he saw it. What's the lowest rated player you've lost to while you've been in IM? Good question. Online, I'm sure I've lost to some fairly low rated players. Not super duper low rated, but maybe in the 1600 range when I'm playing these like viewer type things. Over the board, I'd have to think about that. I mean, I vividly remember a game I lost to like a 1200 when I was rated over 2000. That was a tournament game. That one really hurt. I can't think of a game as a IM that I've lost to a significantly lower rated player. It has happened, of course, like losing to lower rated players, no doubt, but I can't think of like a huge rating mismatch where I've lost. But losing to that 1200 when I was 2000, it was in the first round of an important tournament too. That was gut-wrenching. And you know what the worst part is? It was in a Scandinavian defense. That made it just like, just stick in the dagger and twist it multiple times. Is the game versus the 1200 available somewhere? No. That score sheet is buried deep in a storage bin somewhere. But maybe I'll resurrect it and put it on my channel. You guys can laugh at me. Laugh at my misery. He was a kid, and so was I. I mean, he was a talented, like, vastly underrated kid. But I still should have been beating him pretty much every time. Yeah, good game, Duffman. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's ask him. What move was that? 14. Let's play blunder or sacrifice. I'll ask him in this chat because he probably still has it open, and I know not all the viewers can see the Twitch chat. Duffman did say in Twitch, completely missed it. Okay. Okay. We weren't sure. We weren't sure. Well, good game, Duffman. Yeah, I think if you had played knight f8 at that point, position looks pretty normal. White does have some mobility, but if you keep a compact setup here, you're definitely fighting. One of us, yeah. Okay, Creed, 22-17. We got some tough challengers. Let's do this thing. John, any upcoming games with Eric Rosen? Not that I'm aware of, no. Although always fun to play him. Creed, are you here? Does not look like Creed is here. I'm sorry. We got to abort. Oh! He played e4 and I clicked abort almost immediately at the same time. All right. I'm sorry, Creed. Here, let's give him a rematch. Let's give him a rematch. I feel bad about that. Okay, we switched colors, but at least he'll get a game in. I don't think that counts as a resign. That was a abort, right? It's very important. Got to preserve the undefeated streak. Well, don't do it to me again, man. Don't slow roll me again. What if he's watching the stream right now and he's like waiting, like, I'm just wait till John hovers over the X. Now I play. This is the chess equivalent of a slow roll. All right, Queen's Indian defense it is. Glad we got this game rolling. Yeah, he might be having some connection issues. Very possible. Hello, Pat, by the way. I mean, if he's thinking on his own time, yeah, that might indicate a connection thing. He says what? You tell me, buddy. Yeah, I think probably an internet issue. Okay, let's play knight c3. Go knight e5. So bishop versus bishop pressure here. I'm playing knight e5 though, effectively to pin this pawn, so d takes c4 is not possible. I think this is still theory. Let's play bishop f4. Might want to play this soon, but let's play bishop f4 first. Ah, there it is. No problem. Sorry to hear that. It's no fun playing blitz, or especially bullet, when your connection's a little wonky. That is tough. Well, let's play e3. I'm not very convinced what I'm doing here. Like the bishop on f4, it's kind of locked in now. I can't retreat it, so I have to be careful about stuff like this and this. Maybe queen a4. Sure. Apply some pressure here. Hello, Sir Strife. Someone was asking about that earlier, if I had any plans to play tournaments. Oh, and Fell there as well. I probably won't be playing till the fall, if then. I mean, I have no specific tournament plans, but just because there's a bunch of stuff going on this summer, I'm not going to have a chance to play anyways, more than likely. There is a Grandmaster Norm tournament here in Minnesota in August, but yeah, I'm going to be traveling. That's when my brother's wedding is, so just the timing of it wasn't great. But shout out to actually Andrew Tang's father. Andrew Tang is a Grandmaster, and he plays here on Lichess. You might know him as Penguin GM1. Should I take the forbidden pawn here? I'm so tempted. He can maybe play bishop a6 against it, though. But yeah, Andrew Tang's dad is organizing a Grandmaster Norm tournament, which is pretty cool. And he has in the past, actually, even though Andrew already has his title. I don't know if I should take that. I'm gonna go here. I'm a little worried. Queen takes a7, bishop a6. Didn't you train Andrew Tang at some point? Yep, I was coaching for a couple years, yep. Skip the wedding, played the tournament. That may not go over well in my family. Wow, a lot of pawn action going on here, right? Look at this. I'm definitely going to look up afterwards if taking on a7 was viable. Okay, when in doubt, just play a developing move. Let's get the rook in the game. Pawn takes. I think I'll do it just to keep control over this. Seems like a terrible move, but people want to see it. Yeah, queen takes a7. I was uncertain about it. B4 maybe? No, B4. Maybe B4. B4 take here, he takes here. I'm not sure. Let's play H4. I'm continuing to play pawn moves that I'm not quite sure about. I guess he can take here now, but I think then I take. I look pretty active in that position, pretty well centralized. Bishop a8 is deep, yeah. For sure. Okay, this I don't mind, though. I think this is a nice position for me. If I can get d5 in, unleash the rook against the enemy queen. Ooh, and I think this is a tactical mistake by my opponent, because now, once the queen moves, I take, and then I'll capture the knight on c7. It's a double attack. John's great aunt once lost to Fabiano Caruana. Thank you, Creed, for the game. Glad we were able to make that happen. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, this is theoretical stuff. I think even knight a6. Yep. So I'm popping open the Lichess database here. Plenty of games from this position. I played bishop f4. That's the third most popular move. White scores pretty well, but it doesn't look like black should have a whole ton of problems. I don't know, though. That's a nice edge for white. Okay, we won't rigorously analyze this game. Can I take that pawn on a7? Survey says maybe not. It's not in the top 3 moves of the engine. I usually use 3 lines when I'm analyzing with the engine, by the way. I find that gives me a pretty good overview of what's going on. Sometimes I'll go deeper, add more lines in if necessary. Sometimes if you're doing a quick playthrough, just 1 or 2 lines is sufficient, especially if you're looking for big picture tactics or something. But yeah, I wasn't sure about this. Is now rook a8 might be threatening to trap my queen in a lot of lines. Engine says draw, but yeah, I don't trust that for me. Okay. Seems all right the way I played it. The engine's actually giving a much larger advantage than I would have thought. I mean, plus 1.5. And now here, evidently, c takes d5 is good. Plus 4. Why is that? Okay, again, I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole here, but when something catches your eye like this, it does make you wonder. Bishop h3. Okay. Maybe a position that deserves further analysis in the future. Yeah, interesting. I think black's position is just a little bit loose. But thanks for the game, Creed. Pawn owner, you're up next. Do not analyze, please. Please keep going. Keep going, please. All right, let's play a Scandi. I can't help sometimes. Can't help it. Sometimes I just get intrigued by a position and... Okay, d3, that is a solid move. It's probably the lamest move white can play against the Scandinavian, to be honest. But it's playable. It's totally playable. I'm going to trade the queens. Castle with check. All right, let's play knight here now. I'm going to try to play this actively, even though we've traded queens. Take here, check. Now, which knight jump will give him more problems? Knight g4 or knight e4? I think I'm going to try knight g4, and I'll tell you why. It's a little psychological. He's going to see that this is a threat. So he's very likely going to think about rook f1, but then I hit him with the reserve fork, knight e3 check, and the bishop is pinned. Or, okay, that followed my theory. I thought he might be considering king e1. I think king e1 was the move there. But we got pawn owner with the reserve fork, and now the knight is inflicting max pain on the enemy position. That was a little evil, yeah. Ooh, knight b1. Undeveloping. It does stop bishop a3, though. I will say that. Okay, I'm planning more evil stuff here. I want to somehow allow him to take the knight, but then mate him in the process. I'm sorry, pawn owner, but this is just too much fun. Okay, I have an idea. Ah, he saw it. Good move, king b2. I was trying to set up a little bishop knight checkmate. King b2 is good, though. Okay, knight e3. Hit the pawn here. g3. Let's bring this in. I gotta be a bit cautious because this could actually be a thing. But let's say he goes there. Maybe knight b4. Maybe I can just throw the pieces at him here. I think it's gonna work out. c2 is very weak. Okay, check. Now, king b1. How do we win this? I need a knight like on a3 to mate him. Or, I mean, the bishop's under attack. Maybe just bishop a3. Looks pretty convincing. I mean, this too. Looks almost unstoppable. Let's play that. Get the rook involved. Is giving up a queen for 8 pawns a fair trade? You know, I've never seen that in practice. That would be an extremely rare situation. Almost impossible in practice for that balance to occur. But there is a variant you can try. I saw in a chess book when I was a kid. It's good to practice with like more of a beginning player or maybe someone you've taught the moves to. So have them play 8 pawns versus queen, or 8 pawns and king versus queen and king. What do you guys think should be the result of that? Okay, let's give it a check. We're just going to go and win material and checkmate. Draw? Yeah, queen should win every time. And for a decent player, it's not too huge of a challenge. But I think for a beginning player, it's actually a good way to test their recognition of the queen's mobility. So it's a nice little variant you can play. Because someone with the queen, they have to understand how to create attacks, especially like double attacks or maybe even a triple attack. Oh, interesting, Smithy Q. Yeah, I can't remember what book I saw it in, but... Okay, pawn owner, thank you for the game. So you just got a little extended here with your pawns. I don't know about f4 in particular. You know, d3, it is playable. But f4, I probably would not do that myself. I think time to develop a piece, or even take here and then knight c3. Thanks for the game. Bogdan, you're up next. Let's play... Let's play e4 again. We'll play an open Sicilian. What do I think about e5 versus the Scandi? So e5 on move 2. It's not a great move for white. I always like facing that move. Yeah, I really enjoy playing against that one. Okay, this looks like a bad move order for an accelerated dragon. I think I take here against this, and then I play e5. Yeah, there is some line like this, but I think white is better. I don't know, though. I mean, it's not crazy to play this way, but let's see. Bishop g7, queen f3. Ooh, okay, e6. Now, look at all the pawns on light squares here. That means the dark squares are Swiss cheese in black's position. Okay? How to exploit them. Knight e4 is tempting, but then queen a5 check is going to pick up that pawn on e5. And I don't know that I want to part with that. So I could castle here. I could play something like queen e2 or queen f3. Probably castling is the thing to do. It's too bad, though. I'd really like to make this work. Knight e4 here. Bishop d2. Queen takes e5. Bishop c3. There's this with check. I'm just going to castle. Okay, and now... I'm still looking at this. Although he can take. Bishop g5. Looking at energetic ways to play this. Queen d6. Let's try that. You guys wanted f4. Well, f4, yeah, probably keeps the advantage for white, but I don't know if I want to block the dark square bishop. I kind of want this bishop to go here in a lot of cases. Like, let's say he plays knight e7. Maybe bishop g5. Okay, so he undevelops. Okay, now I really want to go knight e4. For maximum lulls. Knight e4, bishop takes d6, knight takes d6, king e7. Can push that f-pawn, though. It's not working. Alright, we just got to settle for this. Okay, so now I've effectively played queen d4 for free, right? Because he's played the bishop back and forth. This pawn is secure. So at this point, I'll play knight e4. Ooh. Ooh. He might have a good move here, though. We'll see after the game. He might have a move that gives me problems in this position, or at least something unique to think about. I won't say it, though, just in case of stream sniping. Ooh, yeah, the chat sniffed it out. D5 would have been very interesting there. As if knight d6 or his queen takes d6. I think I might have had decent play even in after d5, but something we'll check. Okay, now I can take here. I can play bishop g5. Lot of good-looking options. This has been quite the adventure of a game already. I only have 30 some seconds left. Let's take. This is another game where I can fall in love with my position and easily lose on time. It happens. King f8, I think I'll play queen f4. Plays there, okay. Let's do this. Let's make him go h6 followed by g5. To break the pin. Now the knight is nicely anchored. Maybe I'll go rook e1, knight f5. And black still has to figure out what to do with this. Bishop e5 is also something I may try in the near future. We'll see. Yeah, he's trying to go... trying to move this knight probably with extra protection on the bishop. Now knight f5 though. Should I play this? Oh no, my knight. I shouldn't indicate what I'm planning to do. That's a rookie mistake. I can't say, oh no, my knight, and then show the trap if he takes it. Where's Eric Rosen when you need him? Ooh, check. Okay, I have 11 seconds left. Great. Fortunately, this position's pretty good, obviously. But 11 seconds, 11 seconds. Got a pre-move. Oh, pre-moved right into... check. Nope, not check. What is going on here? Just a typical end to a Lichess game. Nice little time scramble. Okay, GG. Let's check and see that d5 move. Just real briefly here. What's going on in that position? Okay, bishop f4 is what the engine wants me to do. I castled. Queen d6. It's not too impressed. I'd like to see your guys move better. f4. Also bishop f4, rook e1. Now, when I played knight e4, yeah, d5. This would have been a sweet move. Look at this move. Forks the bishop and the knight. En passant is met by bishop takes d4. So no en croissant this time. And knight d6 is met by queen takes d6. And here I'm probably just losing. Yeah, -5, because pawn takes d6, takes d4, and he's won a piece. So that would have been the move to play. And that's a pretty sweet move when your opponent can't hurt you with en passant. And also it takes the sting out of knight d6. Yeah, I probably would have played this one. Maybe I can somehow salvage some counterplay. Although I would be down a piece in this case. The engine thinks I have good compensation, probably because the dark squares around black's king are so weak. But that was the way to go. Okay, thanks for the game, Bogdan. Getting into some time scrambles here. Gittles stand, 2384. You have to take en passant, though? That's a rule. All right. Let's play a Sicilian. Maybe a classical Sicilian. Some strong opponents, indeed. Rouser variation. This is a fun line for both sides, potentially. I learned to play this line by looking up the games of Grandmaster Kozhel. Zdenko Kozhel. Let's play h6 here. b5 is the real aggressive way to play. Okay, he actually takes. I think I can take here against that. I think bishop h4 is better. I don't know about bishop takes f6. Sometimes you can sneak in the move e5, but I think not in this case. Let's play the queen back now. Yeah, because e5 I would have played d takes e5. Okay, queen c7. I might castle this direction. We shall see. Yeah, let's do it. I got the two bishops. Black's position may look a little cramped, but the bishop pair in the long run is a pretty valuable asset here. Hey, Propia Persona, thank you for gifting a sub on the Lichess channel. Any subs, bits, whatnot, go directly to Lichess. And Propia Persona just gifted the Soaking Wet Sigh, so thank you very much for that. Let's gear up for knight a5. Ooh, did I blunder a typical operation? Okay, I gotta watch knight d5. Knight d5 is a move that in the Sicilian you always have to keep an eye out for. Yeah, we like the two bishops. Gradually they may become a factor. They're not a big factor right now. But watch the bishops. When the position opens up, you're going to be glad that you have them. Okay. I think it's time to take this. Bishop e8's another move I'm thinking about here. Bishop e8, bishop a4. How do I feel about that? Now let's take. I would have probably taken with the c-pawn if I were white to maybe try to use the c-file. Again, this may look passive, but we're content to just kind of crouch behind our bishop pair at the moment. Maybe queen c5 next. Offer a trade. Thank you to New Chess, by the way, as well, for the sub. Shall we take with the pawn? Okay, let's really try to grind out two bishops versus two knights in the endgame, assuming we get a wholesale exchange of the rooks. Could play f6 here. That risks knight d7, doesn't it? Let's just trade. Just trying to be careful of any tactics while I'm simplifying here. Okay, g5 or f6 first. Let's play g5. Now, taking would be a huge mistake, because I take and I pin him. So you can't capture. It's interesting. There's a lot of pawns on board, right? So you might think that bodes well for the knights, but in a situation like this, just very likely there's going to be swaps. Let's play f6. Swaps of pawns and things gradually opening up. Let's play king up. And let's play faster. You know the drill. Control this square. And try for this next. He's rerouting. He's going to try to get... Okay. Interesting. So now I'm threatening this and this. Does he have a response to that? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so this feels winning at this stage. Ooh, and we get to dominate the knight. Okay, bishop corralling the knight. That's huge. Getting in bishop d4. Now this is definitely winning. No doubt. But I got to beat the clock. Wait a second. I have an a5 move, importantly. Okay. Ooh. Important I had a5. Good game, thank you. Yeah, because otherwise there would have been an impasse here, right? Where I wouldn't have been able to get by, because it's hard to get into those squares. Yeah, Zugzwang is a big theme in these endings, so this is kind of the key position. Where if my pawn was already sitting here, not good, because then I can't get my king in. But with a5, I pass the move back to him, and he doesn't have any spare pawn moves. Any safe spare pawn moves, that is. So he has to give ground with his king, and that's how I get into d4. He maybe could have flagged me. Maybe. But the position was pretty dominating. All right, interesting one. Knights versus bishops, the eternal battle. Thanks for the game, Gittelstan. Okay, Jay Ingram is up next. Let's play d4 this game. Hello and good luck. Yeah, reserve Tempe. Huge theme in the endgame. Okay, let's play knight c3. Let's play this kind of aggressive. I'm going to try to get in e4. Maybe we get a transposition to like a French or something. No, this is just a pike place, Pat. So no blonde roast, although I do like those. Okay, e5, knight e4. I feel like queen g4 is a good move. Let's try that. It's a little bit risky looking, but I think I can do it. Again, there's some parallels to the French defense. Plays knight d5. Let's just go bishop d2 there. Hide the clock to make you stay on the edge of your seat. Well, I looked over to see if my layout was messed up, but no, you guys can see the clock. But yeah, I do frequently get in time pressure. This position has Greek gift sacrifice written all over it. If I play knight f3 next, he's got to watch for bishop takes h7, knight g5, queen h5. Oh, it was hidden before? Oh, that's probably just because at the start of the game. Yeah. Before someone makes the first move. It is kind of cut off just by default. Greetings, Kogyum. Do I think Alireza Firouzja can become world champion? Absolutely. He's got all the right tools. Yeah, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think we're all very curious what he's been up to lately, right? Because Alireza has kind of gone dark. I mean, he hasn't been streaming. There's a lot of speculation he might have joined one of the world championship contenders teams as a second. So helping out Magnus or Jan Nepomniachtchi. I would bet on Magnus, but I have no inside information. Okay, I'm still tempted to go here. But I think it's not a great idea to do so. Let's take with a pawn. Does this. Okay, so again, I really want to get something going against this, but knight g5 would be a pretty big blunder, unfortunately. Bishop g5, queen here, knight here. It's a lot of attacking potential, but nothing... Oh no, bishop g5 here would again lose to queen takes f2, so let's not do that. Let's play queen e2. I know, right, Josh? Ton of up-and-coming talents. And I mean, a lot of young players have had a full year to develop and train actively, and it's not reflected in their rating yet in a lot of cases. So it'll be real interesting to see who emerges from the mix, who's improved a lot over the past year, year and a half. Hello, Thrashit. Hey, guys, this is Thrashit. Thank you, JST, another noob, by the way. This is greetings from India. Kagum, you should be able to subscribe if you're, especially on the desktop version of Twitch. It can be a little harder if you're on your phone. Should be something below the screen, though. Okay, now I could play c4. This is a way to try to go after that light square bishop. I think I'm going to do that. I mean, I'm tempted to go for more aggressive stuff, but this looks pretty good. Knight f4, take here, take g2. Probably king f1 or king e2 are fine there. I think he's been playing Skyrim lately. That's why he's absent. John, did Magnus ever respond to your prank video with him? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Which books on chess would you recommend for an annoyance read? What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate on that? Annoyance read. I think I'm going to go here because I'm not afraid of this. Oh. Okay. Good reply. Yeah, I think that's a good reply. I was just about to say I was not afraid of him taking so much. Gotta be careful here. There's not a lot of time. Let's go here. Oh, enjoyable read. I would say Life and Games of Mikhail Tal. Awesome book. Again, don't blunder queen takes f2 mate, John. Do not blunder that. Knight takes d4 would have been a tragic way to get checkmated. Yeah, Life and Games of Mikhail Tal, one of my favorite books. One more chance to blunder for me and maybe cause some problems. Would not have been mate in that instance, but would have been problematic. Now I can do this and we can trade. Finally. I won't take yet. He's pinned anyways. All right. Thank you, Jay Ingram. Appreciate the game. Yeah, got a little sharp there in the middle game. I thought I might have had you with some sort of Greek gift idea, but I think you were wary of that. You played f6. Looks like neither of us played this all that computer perfect, let's say. This is here, knight f4 is better for you than bishop e7. Even though the engine's giving me a substantial evaluation here, I was nervous, man. You had me sweating a little bit. Bishop e4 is better here. I actually felt good once I played queen e4, but the engine doesn't even think it's that much better for me. Interestingly, so. Oh, you had queen takes f3. I don't think either of us noticed that. For sure I didn't. And I would bet you didn't either. Maybe the chat didn't as well. That was the move, though. Queen takes f3, king g1, and who knows what's going on. I mean, I'm defending this. This is defended, but if you can sneak a rook up, that would be trouble for me. It's hard, though, because this is guarded. All right, thanks again for the game. Who's up next? Cam 2004. Let's do this. Really, Duffman? Okay. Let's play the bird. Do I think Jordan van Foreest or Duda might become world champion? Those guys are definitely good. No doubt. World-class players. I wouldn't say they're at the top of prospects, I would say, for the world championship, but they're both quite young. Yeah. Early 20s, I think, for both of them. Van Foreest is maybe like 21, 22. I feel like Duda's around the same age, maybe 22, 23. We're going to play it like a reversed Leningrad Dutch. Nihal Sarin. Hard to say. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like I'm in a position to speculate on the chances for a lot of these guys. And I actually don't follow top-level chess as much as I would like. As much as maybe some other title players. I kind of go in streaks, just depending upon how busy I am. It's actually been pretty tough in the past year because there's been so many events. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but so many tournaments to follow and so many games being played in these tournaments. But, yeah, I mean, certainly there's just a huge crop of young players. Many players who, depending upon how hard they work, could probably lay claim to being a future World Championship contender. A lot of events, and they all seem the same. Yeah, it definitely seems that way, right? Because of the fields. A lot of times, just a ton of repeat players. So you kind of get used to seeing the same faces in these events. The ongoing battles. Let's play b3. I like my knight on e5. Don't know about fianchettoing my bishop, but we'll see what happens. Who do you guys think? What's your top prospect? Let's say other than Ali Reza, because I think a lot of people will say Ali Reza. But your top prospect for world champion, let's say 2030. Circa 2030. Let's play c3. I'm going to go in a slightly different direction. Maybe e4 coming up. Prague, Magnus, Nepo, Dubov, Elham from Norway, Jeffrey Zhang. Yeah, Jeffrey Zhang is a sleeper prospect for sure. He flies a little under the radar, but super good. Abhimanchu Mishra, Tani, Bartholomew, Dingleren. Yeah, see, it's so hard. Like, we're all over the map. So many players who could come out of the woodwork. Dubov. Dubov's an exciting player. Yeah, I think consistency is the issue with him, it seems. Feingold. That would be an amazing timeline if Ben Feingold became world champion in the year 2030. He did become an IM at age 40, so hey, world champion at 2030? I mean, maybe crazier things have happened. So we're just lining up here, maybe knight f6 coming in. I think Dubov's older than 23. I want to say he's closer to like 25, 26. Take. Now, if he eliminates the knight, he gets mated. Ooh, this is a painful fork. Most forks are painful, but this is an especially painful one. Dubov is 25? Okay, yeah. We'll just take the queen. We're not going to go for any fancy checkmate yet. Develop. Hey, Benjamin Cowan, good to see you in the chat. Yeah, likewise. Good luck in your tournament, by the way. I'll be cheering for you. Dubov is in crazy good shape. Is he right now? Oh, you mean physically. Yeah. I think you mean physically. I did see like a workout tape of his. It's like on YouTube. And he was doing all sorts of armbar workouts. So pull-ups in particular. And I think he was doing one-handed pull-ups at one point. Pretty incredible. And that takes a lot of strength. So thank you for the game, Cam. I think probably around here is where things start to go south for you. Played knight d7 and then knight takes e5, but I feel like probably going for f6 was a better idea than knight takes e5, because you'd like to get rid of my knight, but when I'm able to take with the f-pawn and open the file, white has attacking chances. So maybe going for f6 instead. Despite, speaking of Ben Feingold, he would say never play f6, but I think it would have been my choice there. Thanks for the game. Kaluki's up next, 2201. Those chess pieces are heavy, right? All right, let's play g6. I often play g6 against d4 in blitz. I kind of like this setup, the Gerganiza variation, d5. Yeah, h3 is one of the more annoying lines against that. Have I read any of Shanklin's books? I've read his Pawn Power in Chess a little bit. The first book. But it's been a while, and I didn't read it in its entirety. Do you even rook lift, bro? Right? Yeah, this is one idea in this variation. I know this looks kind of odd, but black is staying back, adopting a flexible pawn formation, and seeing how white resolves the central situation, if at all. Okay, so now he's threatening to take and then unleash against e7. Thinking I should play e6 here or e5. Probably e5 is more ambitious, huh? Let's do it. Max tension in the middle of the board. Thank you, Ty Dog, for the prime. Yeah, that book I was talking about earlier, Life and Games of Mikhail Tal, I think that is my favorite chess book. Mikhail Tal was an awesome writer. A lot of cool anecdotes in that book. It's a great mix of chess instruction, but probably slightly more importantly, just about his life, his approach to chess, and various stories along the way. He had a lot of health problems, in and out of the hospital for much of his adult life. So really interesting to hear Tal's firsthand perspective of his life in chess. Let's play d4. Cramp my opponent a little bit. He might be unwinding with bishop c4 coming up, huh? Let's still play bishop e6. Let's do it. Okay, Clark. What are good qualities to look for when looking for a chess coach? I would say a coach that can look at your games in advance of lessons. That's a big thing, as much as they're able to. So someone who's kind of keeping tabs on you outside of the lesson time and making an effort when you do have lessons to kind of know what you've been up to and be able to track your progress. Are they proactive? Like, do they have an idea of what you should be spending your time on outside of the lesson, giving you recommendations for self-study? Because that's where you're going to make the majority of your progress outside of the lesson time. Yeah, Tal was a heavy smoker. Yep. He was a chain smoker. A lot of pictures of him clutching a cigarette while he's playing. What do I think of Danya's speedrun series? It's quite good. Yeah, Danya's a great coach. He's a talented guy overall. But yeah, he's an excellent coach. The speedrun series is great. I think he's doing, is it a rapid speedrun? Hello, Gautam, by the way. I think I have this on 720p. So, which I think is a nice medium. Okay, I'm liking this position. I'm making slow progress here. White has a lot of pieces stuck on the back rank. So we're marching in. 10 plus 5? Okay, cool. Yeah, Donnie's got a ton of content. Pawn or queen? Queen takes allows me to pressure c2. Rook e2. Not as convinced by, so let's play pawn takes. We'll go for the big squeeze here. Yep, I am friends with Danya. Yeah. It's always cool to see him. He's one of my best friends in the chess world, I would say. We don't like talk all the time, But anytime we're like teaching a camp or getting together, it's usually been at camps. It's just like, you know, when you have those sort of relationships with a friend or whatever where you feel like you can pick right up where you left off. That's how I feel with me and Danya. Even though there's a bit of an age difference between us. You know, he's a good 10 years younger than I am. But just a sharp, solid guy. And super talented. Like, I've always tried to encourage him when I can. Like, man, make the most of your chess ability and the hard work you put into the game. So it's great to see him doing that, both playing, but now coaching and making content online. Okay, Kaluki, thank you for the game. This became one-sided, I think, after I got my pawn play going. So, you know, in this setup, even though this development looks quirky, oftentimes black is looking to push and slowly mob white with the pawns. So maybe, Kaluki, you should play e takes d5 somewhere around here, although e5 could still be a factor. It's kind of hard to pinpoint like one particular move where things went wrong. I don't know about knight a3. I think you should probably play bishop c4 right away and maybe try to route the knight through d2. But truthfully, I think black's already better here. Okay, next challenge. Emilio. There we go. Oh, I remember playing Emilio. Yeah, we played either last time or the time before that. Good luck, Emilio. Let's play e5. Yeah, Danya or Danya is just the nickname for Daniel in Russian. Should I attempt a Stafford? People usually are not allowing us to go into a Stafford. But maybe Emilio will. Okay, we actually get the Stafford. And now I want to go bishop c5, pressure f2. And now, depending upon how white plays, we're going to try to refute white's setup. Okay, c3. Now, if I'm not mistaken, is this the one where I can go knight takes e4? I'm not going to look at chat. I don't want you guys influencing me. That is not allowed. Knight takes e4, pawn takes e4, bishop takes f2. Nah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Although I think queen e2 could be an issue, but I want to try it. So pawn takes, check, here, check. We win the queen. So he can't take the knight. He absolutely cannot take the knight. Queen e2 is the only move I'd be worried about here. But even that looks quite risky, I think. For all intents and purposes, practical purposes, black's going to have a lot of play there. But maybe the engine would refute it. I've been getting in so much time pressure, I feel like I just got to make a decision in these games. Very saucy indeed, yeah. The Stafford Pog, yeah. I want this to work. That is off. Okay, and kudos to white for finding this move. Yeah. When you want a move to work, that is often a recipe for disaster. That's true. Okay. So here, do I play something like bishop f5 or pawn f5? He's going to unwind, though, with king c2 is the thing. So material-wise, I'm up a pawn at this point. It'd be really nice to do this and then take my own bishop so I could fork him. But last I checked, that's not allowed. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, castles or f5 would be my instinct here, but f5 king c2, I'm not seeing it. Let's just castle. Yeah, can't spend 2 minutes calculating crazy lines. That's right. We just got to go for counterplay. But I think Emilio's getting out of this. I think he's defending well. Okay, check. Let's deliver the check. I'm going to go here now. G3, bishop here. I'm thinking... It's not so convincing, though. It's really ugly. It's highly suspect. Now I want bishop G4, if I can get it. But let's do this. Be aggressive. Queen F6. Oh. This is trouble. This is big time trouble. He had bishop G5 on the previous move. Hello, Basid. Bishop G5 would have been painful. Okay, now I don't know what's going on here. Can still try that move, actually. Oh, okay, he gave me the queen. This was not looking good, though. My Stafford attempt was crashing and burning. Until my opponent bailed me out. Oh, hey, Sidetracked Owl. By the way, Sidetracked Owl, I talked to one of your buddies the other day. So I just wanted to let you know that. Thanks for being an ardent supporter of my stream and also tuning in here. Eric Rosen does not approve. Even though I won in 20 moves, yeah, it wasn't great. Thank you for the game. Okay, where are my Stafford Gambit experts in the chat? I think it's probably a different move here. Castles or knight G4. I'll look in the database in a second real quick. What do we play in this position? Because I think knight takes, unless I'm missing something here, I think this is defending for white. Watched one Stafford video, so me. Knight G4. Okay, yeah, knight G4. Let's check. Real quick, analysis board. We're pulling up the database. So there's no games in the Masters database, but if we switch over to the Lichess database, you can make use of this. Then we click all set. We see a lot of games. Yeah, and with Eric's popularization of this opening, I'm sure the number of games in this line have gone up significantly, and it's probably why there's so many listed here. So knight takes e4 is the second most popular move, and look at what black scores. But I'm guessing... little education. Oh, actually, okay, the engine likes it. Knight G4, the engine does not like, but again, I don't know. There's some crazy Stafford theory I may not be aware of. But yeah, D4 is... that's kind of the point of C3. You can kick back the bishop. Looks like white's doing well here. Okay, so what's going on in this line? Knight takes E4. Yeah, and again, the point is if take here, white's going to lose their queen. King takes F2, queen takes D1. This is always a shot you got to watch out for. Or king E2, bishop G4. So you don't take the knight, but queen E2, critical move. Bishop F2, that's what I did. Okay, the engine wants to play F5. I castled here. And again, even though I won, pawn for a piece, I don't think the inconvenience to white's king is worth it. And I was in trouble. Like, Emilio, if you happen to be watching, I think bishop G5 was the move right here. Okay, F5 is better. Are there any Eric Rosen games we can reference? I don't see any. What about here? Do I have this? Oh, hold up. There's more games. I was like, where are all the master games? Okay, knight takes e4 is still the most popular move, but knight g4, or now knight takes e4 is the most popular move. I promise not to spend too much time here, but I'm really curious about this. Looks like f5 is probably the best move. Then castle. D takes e4. Okay. Yeah, difficult line. There's been some games here, though. Interesting stuff. That might be a rabbit hole to go down to if you're interested in this variation. But very good, Emilio. You pushed me to the limit there. So, thanks for the game. Alexander the Great. Not Alexander Botez. Alexander the Great. Am I going to play with the horsey set at the end? Absolutely. It's tradition. Okay, b5 move 2. I don't know. That looks a little aggressive to me. But you never know. People play all sorts of quirky gambits. To beat this guy, just let him get the plague in Babylon. Let's take that. Yeah, horsey set with the Bongcloud is a final game tradition, which we will 100% be doing. Let's go here. This hits the knight, also threatens knight c6. Hello, Grundy. No, I did not attend Metcalf, but I have taught at Metcalf. I've been teaching there for several years. Unfortunately, it's closed now, but yeah, I've been a part of the Metcalf program for many years in the past. Do I play f4? It looks a little loosening to go f4. I mean, I could even try knight c6 right now. He says I wasn't ready for this game. Let's play f4. Let's do it. Thank you, Ravioli. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know, though. My setup looks a little potentially overextended here, but I really want this knight into c6, so I'm going to do it. Even though he can go there, I'm just going to kind of trust that I have good play in this position. Take. It's a little tough to get his king out of the center for black without giving up the e7 pawn, that is. I mean, knight b5 looks pretty good. What else? Queen a4, maybe? Let's play knight b5. I was a business administration major. And I was in law school briefly, yeah. Okay, just brings the queen back. Okay, I'll solidify this. Queen takes b2, we're not going to sweat. I mean, rook b1. Rook in here, looks good. e6, okay. Can I take this? I would think so. So if he takes back, I take here. Takes there, take. Is my knight trapped? It might be. Sorry, guys. My nose is super itchy right now. f5 also looks pretty good. Hard to argue with this move. I'm going to play it. Open the F file. I mean, the main thing is he needs to spend a move castling. Yeah, so he castles now. But I can take on e6. I can play knight e7 first. Probably taking here is the thing to do and not lose on time. Very important to avoid losing on time. We're going to bring this in check. And then e7. And I've got queen f8 as a threat along with e7, or e8 queen. Yeah, opening the center with e6 was bold. But in his defense, I don't think he had a whole lot to work with there. Nice. So this is a satisfying move to play. Get a fresh queen with checkmate. Even better than e8. All right. Thank you for the game. I don't know if b5 was a mouse slip or what. He did say he wasn't ready for this, but don't think that... Maybe he meant to play b6. That is a line. It's like the accelerated Queen's Indian. He could have tried queen b8, yeah. This is not force mate necessarily, but very good for white. You could also play rook g8, I suppose. But queen b8, so passive. I could play something like rook f1. Moving the knight also looks good. Definitely winning for white, but I would have had to beat the clock. So thanks for the game. Talented poet. Thank you for waiting. Let's play g3 in this game. Still thinking about that Stafford game. I don't know. There's just something about that gambit. I feel like in some cases, black is just lacking some key resource. And I think what it is that in the Stafford, it doesn't seem to me that you have much pawn play as black. It's almost entirely piece play. It's making up your compensation. So if you mishandle how you're creating threats with your pieces, I can see how the position goes south really quickly. That's sort of my baseline impression of it. Thank you, Texas Time Chess Monkey, for the 100 bits. Okay, let's go here. Sort of a classic bird setup here. Although the light square bishop is often not sitting on g2, but we got the b3 bishop b2 in. I guess I did play g3 on move 1, so. And now I'm going to take here and try to play against these double pawns. I think that'll be the plan. Let's play c4, restrict them. Lacking some key resource equals the knight you sacrificed. That would have helped, yeah. Can't argue with that. Is he going here with the queen? I don't know. Let's play queen c2, though. What's my favorite chess variant? I would say probably 960. I know that's not a very exciting answer. If we're talking variants where there's actual rule changes as opposed to just the position of the pieces being changed, I think 3 checks is pretty fun. You guys ever played 3 checks? I don't know if Lichess has a mode for 3 check, but it's a great game for improving your calculation. It gets sharp in a hurry. So you can win via normal means by checkmating your opponent, but you can also win by delivering 3 checks at any point in the game. Lichess has 3 check? Okay, great. Nice. Ooh, I do not like this move. This destroys the integrity of the black structure. These are double isolated pawns now, and we're going to target the pawn on a5. Atomic. I still have not learned Atomic. Even though I've seen it played many times, all of a sudden a piece blows up and the game is over. And I don't understand why. I just haven't taken the time to learn the rules. Horde is fun. Horde chess. Yeah, that's kind of fun. What else? King of the Hill is kind of fun. If we take here, this looks a little too greedy. I'm not going to go for that. Fog of War. I have not played that. Bughouse and Crazy House. Also kind of fun. Super tactical. The disadvantage of Atomic is that it's super theoretical. Very strong players can lose in 4 or 5 moves to specialists. Interesting. Is that true, no joke chess, what someone else said in the chat, that Atomic is solved? Now we're going to take and play knight b6. The disadvantage of the variants is that there is no Scandi. Well, I would dispute that. I think you can play the Scandi in a lot of variants. Actually, King of the Hill, the Scandi with e4, d5, e takes d5, queen takes d5, knight c3, king d7 is a little bit tricky, if you think about that. So again, King of the Hill, you win if you get your king to one of the 4 central squares. You can win by all other normal means, but you also win, one side wins if they get their king to any of these 3 squares. So I've tried a queen sacrifice Scandi with king d7, trying to get the king in there early on. I don't think it's sound, though. Let's just run the a-pawn. How is he going to stop this? Maybe here? Yeah, I think it loses aerial marks. I'm pretty sure it loses. Is he going to go here? No. The pawn is going to queen. Let's just take. Good point, Patrice. Let's cut off the enemy king. Bishop d5 coming. Give a check. I'm going to run this pawn next. Okay. Thanks for the game, Talented Poet. So you were under some pressure strategically, but in a position such as this, you want to try to maintain flexibility with your structure. Taking, that gives you these pawns that have no future and no ability to undouble, if that makes sense. So I would either try to keep the tension here or maybe play d4 if I had to. But taking and further separating those pawns from adjacent pawns, that's going to give you long-term problems. Yeah, thanks for the game. Appreciate you following my content. All right. Taban Charcha, 1701. Let's do it. What have I not played? Let's play a French. Some were calling for the French earlier. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't mind 960. I think it can be kind of frustrating sometimes because in 960 you get a lot of starting positions that are quite awkward for, you know, a quote-unquote normal chess player. So weird arrangements with like knights that have a hard time developing or pieces blocking one another in unusual ways. So that can be a frustration at times. But I do think 960 reveals a lot of your biases in terms of how you coordinate your pieces. So that's one thing I kind of like about it. Like I played a match with Grandmaster John Ludwig Hammer in 960 a while back. It was probably a couple years ago now. But I actually found it to be pretty useful in revealing some of my biases and positions. Okay. So here I gotta watch the Greek gift. Speaking of the Greek gift sacrifice, I gotta watch out for that. I'm not sure it even works in the short term, but I'm probably gonna play something like knight g6 here just so I don't have to worry about it. What do you mean when you say it helps reveal your biases? As in how I was thinking about the coordination of pieces and pawns, specifically. And often like early in games, like how the pieces and pawns are interacting. Because in that match with Hammer, as the match went along, we played a lot of games. And I went back and looked at some of them later. I realized he was often making like better use of his pawn play in 960 than me. And especially early on. I was trying to get my pieces into often like normal spots compared to the standard starting position. But he was aggressively expanding with his pawns and doing that to good effect. And it got me to thinking that maybe that's a weakness in my normal chess game as well. Let's play h6 here, just so after h5, knight e7, I don't have to worry about h6 being played by white. I guess I can also go here maybe, although the knight might get trapped if I'm not careful. Who do you think is the best IM in the world right now? Probably some Russian IM that I'm only like vaguely aware of or don't know of at all. There's a lot of like really strong Russian IMs who are GM strength and just have not had the chance to play for the title yet. Also, guys that you might know, Min Lee. I mean, he's awesome. He streams a lot. He's over 2,500 FIDE. Very aggressive, Taban. I don't know about this. I don't know that you have the compensation. But I like the courage. Okay, now knight f5 feels like a nice move, but queen f4, g4 coming in. Maybe I don't want to play it. Maybe I want to go here. Let's do that. I mean, he can check me, but I'll just play king g7 at that point. Yeah, I think not quite enough pieces around the white king here. Or around the black king, my king. Kogum, you can just send me a normal challenge. Yep. Casual 3+0. I'll play this now. Min does like solid openings, but he's definitely not weak. I have some of the same tendencies as Min, to be honest. We're both like pretty strategic players. I'm going to go here just to rule out g4. But it is a point that sometimes to reach the next level in chess, you got to start taking more risks with your play. And as opposed to just playing for equality, going more for an edge. I'm going to go here. Even though this actually loses a pawn, I just want this knight to get back into the mix. So he could have won a pawn by taking and then queen takes d5. Don't think there's a threat here for him. So knight e4 maybe? King h8. Something that makes sure I don't lose on time. Ooh, tricky, tricky. Wants queen h6. He could actually play rook takes d5 here if he wants. But then I'll play rook takes g2. I'll strike back. He was trying to line this up. I like the creativity. Aha! Bring it. Check. You got to announce check. Even though we're playing online. It's a rule. You have to announce check. It's not a check if you don't announce it. Boy, I should have played queen f3 maybe. Check. Okay. Good game, Taban. Yeah, I think that sacrifice was over-optimistic. Bishop takes h6. Just don't quite have enough pieces around my king, but I like the spirit. You were gunning for my king. So thanks for the game. Okay, Buzzy, 1555. You're up. Let's play an Englund gambit. It's harder to gambit against d4 in a sensible way. You take a lot more risks when you try to gambit against d4. Let's see how much he knows here. Good so far. Bishop c3. Bishop c3, bishop b4 is where I was hoping to have some fun, but Buzzy knows what to do, it seems. I'm going to try to play the Amon Hamilton special. Rook b1, queen takes c3. We're going to sacrifice the queen. Because I know Amon has played this over the board. There's a game in the database where he played this, I'm pretty sure. The Hamilton Gambit, that's right. What is this? Yeah, it's some Englund Gambit theory. If you look at the material, it's not So bad for black. Black has 2 minor pieces and a pawn. So 7 versus 9. 2 points of material. But now, okay, I have the move knight d2. Or knight e4, rather, hitting the knight on d2, which I think is going to be good. Just scanning to see if he has some defense against that, but I don't think so. So I think he should have put that bishop on d3. Or maybe thrown in rook b3 to attack my rook. Or to attack my bishop, rather. Aman takes with the bishop on e5. Ah, interesting. So he does this here. Okay. Probably because on knight takes e5, like rook b3, I think is the way to go. We'll look in the database too and look at this real quick after the game. This seems problematic for white all of a sudden, because if he castles, knight takes d2, and he's even walking into a fork there. So, yeah, I think bishop e2 was a significant mistake. So he does do that, but let's take here. Okay, now I might even win this rook as well. And that's a lot of material. So now I have a minor piece and 2 rooks plus a pawn for the queen. Defend the knight, also stop this. Yeah, that's a lot of compensation. We can't even call it compensation anymore. It's just straight up more material. Okay, he wants this. He's trying for this. This is where Evil John comes into the mix, and I start figuring out ways to sabotage my opponent's plans. Like, even crazy stuff like playing g5, like just to see if he pre-moves this on the off chance, but I don't know. I don't think there's any way, if I know he's going to play queen h4 next, like short of playing g5 to really hurt him. But it's a virtual guarantee he wants to do that. Cheese him? I mean, g5 would be too much. g5 would be kind of a ridiculous move. Yeah, he could have gone for queen e4. That's a good point. Queen e4 is something he might have been planning as well. That would be the refutation of g5 if I had played that. Set up mate that way. Ooh. Okay, watch out. Fork alert. Right, Tetrasaurus? Only works if they pre-move, though. Take here now. Seeing more evil stuff. Yeah, this is just a dead winning position, though, at this point. Let's just play knight f3. Okay, thank you for the game. Appreciate it, Buzzy. Just to show you guys that this has been played before. Again, I mentioned Amon Hamilton. Look at this, a lot of games. We're looking at the overall Lichess database, and I think I have, yeah, all the ratings selected. So you can filter by time control or by rating. So I have everything selected, and that's why there's so many games that have reached this position. But if we go to the Masters database, this is a tool I highly recommend using on Lichess. The database tool. Yeah, it's this game right here. Steven Zirk versus Amon Hamilton. I don't know where this was played, but 2019. Steven Zirk is a American Grandmaster. Amon lost this game, but he did try it. How did he play it? Yeah, bishop takes e5. That was played. Yep. I played knight takes e5. Looks like the engine prefers bishop takes e5 for whatever reason. But yeah, queen a3, this is kind of sketchy for black as well. The line that Buzzy played here is actually quite good. It's the line I recommend for white too, but I just got to watch the tactics here. Rook b3, engine's calling for this move. That makes a lot of sense. Kick the bishop. It was pretty annoying on c3, and that's how I got this tactic later. Even here, evidently white's doing okay. Rook b5, counterattacking the knight, but probably not what you want at this point. All right, we're going to get a couple more games in. Sicilian student, 1849. If he plays e4, do I play a Sicilian? I'm kind of feeling Scandi again. I haven't played a whole lot of Scandis. Let's play d6 against d4. I'll play the English rat defense, violating the rule that says you should not play openings named after animals. They tend to be bad, but this is one I like to play as black. Played it many times. Oh, you bet, El Cabrera. Hello to you, by the way. Yes, last game always follows tradition. We use the horsey set, and we play the Bongcloud, no matter who we're playing. So the c7 square is a good one for the black king in this line. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, thank you, DK to Great. That's right. I have created some standard games, or played some standard games in this line. Let's go here. Let's see if we can induce these pawns further forward. Now I'll play a5. This is a helpful move. This structure tends to work out pretty well because you cover a great deal of squares, especially squares where the enemy knights can jump into. All right, let's play knight h6. Quirky looking move again, but I don't want to block my dark square bishop. I'm just going to try to get my knights into somewhat better position here. e4, e5, queen h5, king e7, queen takes e5 coming up. Yeah, that's the danger of pre-moving the Bongcloud as black. That is a risky proposition. You're absolutely right about that. Okay, another idea is a4, b4, a3. I played that before. And you know what? Let's go for it. Let's try to push against white structure. Let's see how Sicilian student responds. Didn't Nepo play the French in the candidates? I don't specifically remember that, but I wouldn't doubt it. The French is the third most popular move against e4 after e5 and the Sicilian. I think the Sicilian overall at master level is the most popular response. It edges out e5. Probably at the very top level, e4, e5 is the leader. I think there's almost no doubt, actually. But I think if you look at the aggregate of like master level games, it goes Sicilian, e5, and then French. And then probably Caro-Kann. So I wouldn't doubt it if top level players do play the French every once in a while. Undoubtedly, e5 is tough to crack, though. e4, e5. If you guys read the AlphaZero white paper, I believe e5 in response to e4, so the double king pawn openings, is the reason why AlphaZero eventually stopped playing e4 against itself so much and started preferring d4 and knight f3 on move 1. Couldn't find an advantage against e5. Okay, this is great for me. These pawns are weak. This can happen in this opening. Things just start to slowly crumble for white. Let's take this. The king on the queen side over here tends to be more of a participant than white's king. Where do queen pawn games fall? What do you mean by that? So now I'm hitting the bishop. Do I take f2 or do I take here? Or do I even play this move? Ooh, so many good options. I even like this move too. I think I'm going to play this one. just for maximum restriction. Threaten bishop c4, or rook takes f1 and then bishop c4. Oh, what does Alpha Zero think of d4? Thinks it's one of White's best tries for an advantage. How many times did Alpha Zero play the Bongcloud? I'm unaware of that. Okay. Thank you, Sicilian student, for the game. Yeah. Appreciate it. I think you kind of have to play b4 here after a4, because structurally this just becomes too weak, too tough to handle in the long run. Yeah, thank you. Glad you're a fan. Thanks a lot for following my content. All right. Is it that time? I think it's that time, folks. You know the drill at this point. Get ready. We're going to use the letter set. Just kidding. We're going to use the horsey set. Horsey Bongcloud. Here we come. Last game of the Lichess plays. 1, 223, M. You're up, sir. Let's do this. King e2 and walk away. Just pre-move it. I'll even get up, sip my coffee for a moment while my opponent's thinking. Come on, Juan. You got to be there, man. This is your chance. Oh, and he played Scandi, too. Look at that. He was scheming. I think he was scheming. I think he knew this was coming. D5, the theoretically best line against the Bongcloud, more than likely. Now I must play f3. All right. Now what? Let's play e5. I'm going to try to slowly encircle the bishop. All right, I'm going to play... I'd like to play for something like e6, g4. e6, though, I think that pawn is overextended. I don't think I can defend it there. Let's play d4. This also might be some overextension, but we'll see. The facial expression of the king is appropriate? Yeah. Okay, g4. We're going to take some risks here, because it's not a Bongcloud game unless you're taking massive risks. We're going to try to defend the pawn on e5. I'm allowing this, though. I would not recommend this. Don't try this at home. Am I doing the Winter Palace? Yeah, there's a nice like palatial estate here that I can try to send my king to. That's right. Very spacious. Okay, now watch f5 followed by e6. That is a threat here. Ooh, and he defends. He defends against it. That's a good move. It's a solid move. I approve. Let's go bishop g2. I need to get the bishop in the game. Or the penguin, shall we say. The pawns were temporarily stalled, but we'll try to get them going again. Ooh, I see a good move here for Juan. If he finds this, kudos to him. This would actually be a somewhat backbreaking move. Do you guys see it? Do you see what I'm talking about? Wasn't this move? This move makes some sense, but I was much more worried about a different move. Still gotta be careful, though. Let's go here. Yeah, bishop takes c2 in this position. All right, take. And then if I take back, knight d4 check with the fork. I would have liked to play king f3 there, but bishop e4 was a little bit too tough. Now bishop takes c2 does not work. Oh, Juan. My friend. That is too generous. With a heavy heart, I must take your queen. I know we share a name. I'm John, you're Juan, but I can't do it. I can't turn down a queen like that. I'm sure you heard the pain in my voice, though. That was one of the most frustrating queen captures I ever had to execute. You hate to see it. Let's develop. Sack it back. Looks like the score on this one is going to be 1-0. We can tell Sobels is a father. That was a total dad joke right there. One-on-one violence. Okay. Horsey G4. Uh-huh. What to do now? Well, let's just continue developing. Now, at first sight, this looks like a fork, but I can take it with my bishop. Now, if he plays knight e3, do I take it? Yeah, he sees bishop takes e3. That's good. He's chasing my queen. It's hard to trap a queen, though. She often has one square to go to. Let's go here. All right, Juan, thank you for the game. Yeah, you know, if you had played bishop takes c2, I wonder what the evaluation was right here. Actually, this moment, yeah, this moment or this moment, it would have been particularly good. Let's take a look. What does the engine say? It's not liking my position. -4. -3.5, -4. Yep, there you have it. Bishop takes c2. Point being, queen takes c2, runs into the fork. Knight d4 check. Knight fork distance. That is a tactical signal. Yeah, that was there for a couple different moves. But of course, that was the move that... Hard to come back from that one. Bishop c5, though, threatening mate on f2 still looks very good. I was worried about that. So thanks for the game. The horsey set and the Bongcloud rides again. However, in this stream, we had something happen that has not happened in prior Lichess Play streams. Someone got a half point against me. And that player... Let me go to my profile so I give them a proper shout out. That was... It was one of the early games, right? It was Shahin Shan. Congratulations to Shahin Shan. Shahin Shan did something no one else has done yet in the dozens of games I played here. They said their heart was pounding, but they got me for a draw in this position. Okay, I'm going to go back to the normal set. They flagged me. And kudos to them indeed, yeah, because he knew the score, and he played a good game and held me to a draw. So, again, I will reiterate, I want one of you to take me down in the future Lichess plays. It's going to happen, but I'm going to make it as hard as possible for you guys. Right, K-Buck-V. Thanks again for your time today, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in. If I didn't get to your challenge, I do apologize. Lichess is doing a lot of these streams, Lichess plays with various streamers. I'll be back probably next Sunday. So thanks to the Lichess mods for setting this up. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And be well, everyone. I'll see you again soon.